What's going on, YouTube? You know who this is, and if you don't know who this is, or if you forgot who this is, you're about to know who it is. Nomenclature here again with actually a very special follow-up review, let's call it. Follow-up review today. So my newest subscriber, Priscilla, has requested a video, or like a follow-up video on this bucket bag here. So she was wanting to know what it looked or how it hangs with lighter items, heavier items, what can fit in there, and I'll fit stuff in there from a practical and an impractical standpoint. That way you guys can get a good idea of the volume of this bag. And she's also concerned with the security of the bag because of the drawstring closure, which is understandable. So let's get started. Oh, and since Priscilla is my newest subscriber, I do, Priscilla, still have this chestnut key fob, saddleback leather, obviously. So if you are interested, let me know and I'll send this thing out to you. And again, thank you for subscribing, and thank you to all my subscribers. Actually, I'm up to, I think, 139. That's the most subscribers I've ever had, so it's kind of exciting. Still not a drop in the bucket as far as YouTube goes, but that's okay. I think the subscribers I do have are pretty loyal to me, and there are a number of you that are actually friends of mine at this point. But anyway, Priscilla, let's get started with the security of the bag. So again, this is my wife's. She's the expert on this thing, so I went to her and I said, hey, are you concerned about the security of this bag? She said, yes, I am. And I said, how do you mitigate that? And so she came up with her own idea when she uses it. So Priscilla, I know you had mentioned a carabiner, which would definitely work. There's 3 D-rings on this side, 3 on this side. You can carabine those together. You'd have to use 2 carabiners, one on this side, one on this side. But what my wife does is she takes the strap. Now you can use this as to carry, like do an arm carry, which my wife does sometimes, not most of the time though. But anyway, you can take this. And this is going to be a little difficult trying to do this one-handed. But you can take the strap, which is on, you can put it on any of the D-rings. But you take it and you move it over. So there's 3 D-rings. You move it over to the furthest D-ring. So let me put the camera down real quick and I'll show you what I mean. You move it over to the furthest D-ring like that. And it brings them all together on both sides. So the middle one is not engaged, as you can see right there, but the one furthest back and the one closest to the front are engaged, and it will not open any further than that. Can somebody put their hand in there? Yeah, but they're going to have a hard time getting stuff out, and they're fiddling with it, and it's on your back. You're going to know somebody's fiddling with that thing. So that's a really cool way of securing this thing. Really, really cool. So very ingenious. Thank you to my wife for that idea. So there you go, Priscilla. You can kind of see up close how that's fastened together. So very, very good idea. Now, if you have this thing packed, though, then it's much harder to, or not hard, but it would be almost impossible to take that D-ring to that D-ring with this strap. So we've got something for, we've got a remedy for that as well. So pausing the video here, which is something I never do, and I will be right back. Okay, so if you are somebody who likes to compartmentalize your life, I've got these Colson Keen travel cases, I think they're called. Have a large one here and 2 smaller ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them inside the bag, and then we're going to cinch it up, and then I'll show you the second way to secure the bag. Okay, so all 3 cases are inside the bag, and then we will cinch it up. Just a second here, sorry, gotta pause. Alright, so we cinched it up, and actually I think there is enough room. Maybe, maybe not. So it looks like there's not enough room to get the to clamp these D-rings together. So the other thing my wife would do is this. Alright, so she would take the leather strings here, the drawstring, and tie it like you would a shoelace. Now, not the most aesthetically pleasing setup, but it is 100% secure. I mean, like really secure. So this opening, if you do it this way, the opening is even smaller than if you bind the carabiners together. So it's hard to get your hand down in there. That's how small that opening is. So another cool alternative to securing the bag that my wife uses. So that's a pretty nifty idea. It doesn't look that bad actually. Kind of artsy, I guess. All right, and here's all those things coming out of the bag. We have the larger Colson Keen travel case, and a smaller travel case, and another one that same size, the smaller size, right there. Kind of give you an idea of the capacity there. All right, got some other things to put in there. All right, so next up we will throw some things in the bucket backpack from like a kind of tech stuff. So right here is my GoPro setup. The camera, it's got a little bitty like handheld mount in there. So batteries, chargers. So that would go in there. And then my iPad, trusty iPad, fit in there as well. And we have a hard drive case with 2 hard drives. That's where I put all my YouTube videos. And you can see that there is still quite a bit of room in there, like a lot of room. This thing is pretty deceiving as far as, you know, what it can hold. And you can easily get this to the point where it's uncomfortable to carry because it's just too heavy. And then in the back, that back pocket, of course you can put all kinds of stuff in there, but we'll throw this journal in there. If I can do it one-handed, I need 3 hands, that'd be perfect. Alright, there we go. Got the journal there in the back. So if I want to take notes about the location of stuff or whatever. And that's not even close to being full, so you could still throw some other stuff in there like water bottles or little snacks and whatnot. So that's kind of cool. Very large capacity. So don't, if you look on the website, Saddleback website, and you look at the dimensions, you know, like a lot of these bags, those dimensions can definitely be deceiving. And just as a side note, this is a journal. You know, I'm a journal guy. From a new-to-me company, I think it's Portland Leather. I'll do a review on this at some point. It's got this cool little like branch thing on the top there. Anyway, so let's go and put some more stuff in it. Okay, so now let's get to capacity. Not necessarily something that you would want to carry, but just to show the capacity or the volume. So I've got some shoe boxes here. There's one. And this other one should fit there. Come on. Oh shoot. I'm going to have to put the camera down again, guys. Sorry. I need an assistant or a third hand. Okay. Sorry about that. So there we go. We've got 2 shoe boxes in there. And you can see that you can see why they call it a bucket bag. So it's definitely a bucket. And those 2 shoe boxes fit in there very, very nicely. And these are my wife's shoes. I don't wear Chanel. Sorry. All right, and I'm gonna throw something else in there to kind of show the volume of the bag. Okay, so something else to show the volume of the bag is towels. These are the larger, not not necessarily beach towels, but definitely body towels, or I'm not sure what they call them, but they're pretty big towels. So I'm going to fit 2 of them inside the bag. So I'm going to pause this for 1 second. Okay, there is 1 towel inside the bucket backpack, and towel number 2 inside the bucket backpack. And you can see that that represents the actual capacity of the bag. You can see it's bucket shape there, so very, very cool. And quite a bit of stuff will definitely fit in there. Like I said, you can overload it to where it would be uncomfortable to carry. And one of the reasons is not uncomfortable. I mean, you'd have to put some weight in it, but the back is not padded, so the back is just that piece of leather. And the straps, although I think you can probably buy pads nowadays, or you can, take it off one of the other backpacks and put it on here. But the straps, they are wider right here where they would rest on your shoulders, but they do not have any padding. So it would just be not just how heavy the items are that you put in there, but also how they're put in there and their shape. I mean, you don't want something poking you in the back. That's obviously going to be very uncomfortable. So that's it with the with 2 towels. And then the last thing is we're going to put something heavy inside it. So that's coming up next. Okay, Priscilla, now you wanted to know if the bag, if it sags, I guess at the bottom, once you get a little bit of weight to it. And the answer to that is no. I'll demonstrate, but wanted to show you why. So the bottom of the bag has this piece of leather that is actually also the back of the bag. You can see how it comes up. And it's part of the side. So it's really only 2 pieces of leather. The front part and the back part. But the back part, let's see if I can get a little bit better. So it snakes around here like that and creates the actual bottom. And because of that, even with heavy items, it does not sag, which is kind of cool. So first thing, let's put in here is this massive 5-pound weight that I use when I work out. That's why my arms are so massive. So we'll put that in there and we'll lift up the pack. And you can see that it does not really sag that much or bulge because of that. I guess not necessarily because the leather is so thick, but because that it's wrapped around and then sewn right there. So that's kind of cool. And then, so you see that in there. I'll move it to the back, and then we'll take my Maxpedition bag. I don't remember what model this is, but this thing probably weighs about 15 pounds. I got it kind of set up as a survival bag. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. It's right about 15 pounds. So this would be 20 pounds inside the bucket backpack. Okay, so we have my massive dumbbell in there along with the Maxpedition survival kit. And that's going to be approximately 20 pounds. So let's lift this sucker up. Wow, it might be more than 20. All right, and you can see right there, Priscilla, that it really does not bulge at all, does not sag, even though it's got all that weight in there. So, pretty cool design to have done it that way, where it's got that flap on the bottom. So that's pretty nifty. Never really thought about, once we put a lot of weight in there, what's the bottom look like. So that's a really good representation of some weight. And that's probably, I don't know, depending on how far you have to walk and stamina and all that good stuff. 20 pounds may be more than most people would want to carry in their backpack, man or woman. All right, so that, I think, or I hope, that covers everything you wanted to know and see, Priscilla. I really, really appreciate your support and your subscription and your comments. Thank you very much for the questions. That's a really fantastic ideas for this video. And like I said, let me know if you want the key fob, and I'll be happy to get that thing out to you. And probably later today or maybe tomorrow, Priscilla also asked about the differences between dark coffee brown and chestnut and how they age, which is that's definitely another video because it depends on the era of the dark coffee brown, which I think there's some around here somewhere. Dark coffee brown and the era of the chestnut. Definitely differences. And I don't have all the iterations, but I have most, and we can do a comparison on that. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you for all these subscriptions. And as you know from this video, I definitely take requests for videos as long as they're reasonable. And this is one of the coolest and best requests I've ever had. So, Priscilla, I hope this helps you out, and thank you guys for watching.